It's a really well-made item, but it's not going to hurt too much, so you can get a nice little rhythm going. And then if you do want to get into a little bit more, you can go a little bit harder, but you don't have to.
An eye-opening assignment today, to say the least. In the wake of the Bruce McArthur investigation into the alleged serial killer, there have been some community concerns over what is a healthy relationship and the fine line between when one becomes dangerous, especially when there is violent or rough sex at play. Now, some have pointed the finger at the BDSM community. Today we visited Kink on Bloor as we got an explainer into the kinky culture. Tell me a little bit about the people that walk through this store.
We get so many different people, younger people, older people, people of all different backgrounds. We get a whole slew of characters.
For those at home that don't understand BDSM, give us a simple explainer.
Really, it's about power exchange. So it's about playing with one partner, having a little bit more power, so to speak, over the other. Of course, consensual, and it doesn't have to involve everything there. So if you're not into pain, if you're not into bondage, that's okay. You do it however works for you.
Late last month, I spoke with one man online who told me while he was visiting Toronto from Brazil, he was sure McArthur had reached out to him on a gay dating app. He claims McArthur said he was looking for someone into violent sex and that he wanted to, quote, spank really hard until you cry and ask me to stop, and someone who was into asphyxiation. When police arrested McArthur at his apartment, they also found a young man tied to his bed, but it's unclear why he was bound. Police wouldn't comment on whether or not BDSM is part of their investigation into McArthur, and there's no indication that it is at this time. But those who are in the scene say education is key, as is consent and communication.
Make sure you know what you're doing. If you're engaging in bondage, for instance, that can be something that if you don't know what you're doing, you can, pinch a nerve, you can cut off blood supply.
How fine is the line? Is it dangerous?
It can be, as long as you're practicing it safely, as long as you're checking in with your partner. It's not that dangerous. Of course, everything has its degrees, but as long as you're practicing it safely, you should be totally fine, and you should be able to have a hell of a lot of fun.
Now, there is a legal gray area when it comes to consent. Some law experts will argue that you cannot legally consent to being bound or gagged, punched or choked during BDSM.